Thank you.
My name is Pavel Gussev. I represent a non-commercial entity, KazNIX IXP. Well, basically, this is a registry of the national domain, KZ and KAZ. We do not just register them, but also ensure their operation, support all of the DNS servers who service the top-tier domains in the Republic of Kazakhstan. Today, my presentation is going to be about the IXP that KazNIC established in the city of Semey. This is a local IXP. Well, a very brief overview. According to peeringdb.org, this is the main resource which reflects on all of the IXPs globally. In Kazakhstan, they only list 3 IXPs. KazNIX, this was the first project of its kind. This is no longer working, no longer functioning as far as I know. KazGovX. This is Vadim Yarkov made a presentation just on that. Well-known tight IXP managed by the State Technical Service, and KazNIX, the traffic exchange point, internet exchange point, sponsored by KazNIX, and the participation of operators in this IXP is done on the non-commercial basis, free of charge. Briefly about KazNIX, what we are. Right now, we have 14 members, 14 autonomous systems. 6 of those are operators and internet service providers, local ISPs, and also 8, these are autonomous systems of various information systems. Well, first of all, since we specialize on domains, these are domain servers of the top tier domain servers, 5 top-tier domain servers, also top-tier domain service of the Russian Federation, .ru and .rf, in partnership with our colleagues from Russia. We've done this exchange. Easy and KAZ domains are now placed in Moscow. Now we're working to place the second server in the Russian Federation in Novosibirsk. And for the Russian colleagues, we placed 2 servers, one in Astana and one in the exchange location, IXP location Semey. Of course, we have top-tier domains, Kazakhstan, KZ, and KAZ. And out of any interesting things, a public resolver, quadruple 9. As it's been mentioned, the main traffic goes through tight, and it goes through on conditions of the mandatory participation of the international and intercity operators, mandatory participation of intercity. With KazNIC, the way the KazNIC is different, we have a free policy. Every operator decides whether they would like to do any exchange or not. And the majority of these participants, they choose the most typical type, everyone to everyone. This kind of an exchange that the majority of operators like. Maybe the larger operators don't like it, but they have the opportunity to use the traffic exchange point as the sales point, extra sales point for their services to smaller operators. Also, like the other colleagues, we use all of the latest technical solutions, complete backing of the technical infrastructure, switches level 2. We have the routing server that enables us to connect new members problem-free without actually doing long-term contracting, by simply announcing and accepting information from their server. And today we provide 10G ports, of course, not really impressive, but in the current conditions that many people are concerned that the the lone monopoly on traffic exchange given to the government technical services. Many operators are afraid of direct exchange, but they happily choose the infrastructure that is available. Many of the users never notice this and do not understand the role of DNS. But as colleagues said it yesterday and today, the role of DNS is quite substantial. Without DNS, the internet will not work. And the way it is, resolving transformation of convenient names into digital IP addresses is needed for everyone. The Internet of Things, this is the baseline infrastructure. Without no internet is possible. What's remarkable, people never notice this, and this is an indication that this particular infrastructure works well, works properly, but the top tier by ensuring reliability of services. So all of our traffic at our IXP is of course related connected to the work on the root servers. Today, the workload about 2 gigabytes per second. Hopefully, with the changes in the law that limit or supposedly imply prohibitions in traffic exchange, hopefully the traffic will increase. For baseline infrastructure, I already told you things. There are 5 root servers on this picture, which will concentrate apart from the top-tier domain servers. And just like colleagues in Russia, what is really popular is the precise time service, reference time service. We do provide this at KAZNIC. We joined the pool. In Kazakhstan, we have about from 11 up to 16 different servers, as you can see it on the chart. Traditional approach, well, everyone knows this. What is IXP? IXP is needed for to save on expenditure. Well, they never considered the other approach that IXP can actually act as a aggregator of the local traffic, local content. Right now, we are implementing a project to connect well. They show this traditional exchange when IXPs exchange between each other, users win in the speed of traffic. The available local content, this is what I wanted to talk about. The role of IXP as an aggregator of the local content. Given the fact that we have our data center, we have our own city network, but we are not competing with the operators. We use as the city network as the highway to provide some possibility for the local resources. For relatively small money, they can actually get into the network. Our project with the soccer club Yalimai will allow for live broadcast of their football games, which will help us to avoid any bottlenecks when working through a single operator and a single failure point as they use with a single operator. But it's also known that right now the government or government databases are moving to the regions to avoid the situation when if the base is unavailable, you want to get some government service, but because of some difficulties in Astana, you cannot get this service. Well, basically, there is no access. People are unable to get these services. So the government is now doing the right steps. They're trying to decentralize some of the databases which are related to the citizen services. They move to the province. In the regions, if you connect these databases traditionally via the telecom operators, carries certain risks. There's single failure point, single bottleneck for any huge volumes of traffic or the huge expenditure of the government's budget to organize the high-speed comm channels, well, including such sources of data. Local data at the IXP location will help to both save on the government's resources and ensure the highest quality, highest availability and accessibility of such services for customers and the local population. So basically, as a combination of this, the IXPs, in this country, local IXPs, regional IXPs, you can consider this as the logistical centers. Here I draw analogy with the marketplace, bazaar, logistical center. Well, these notions are more easily understood by our people because a bazaar is a place where product vendors and customers meet, where the best prices are available, where competition really matters, and everyone is happy, both producers and customers. And the local IXPs as a logistical center has the necessary infrastructure of the data center, small data center, or the local data network, allowing us to combine and provide possibilities for competition, better quality for customers, and better prices for competitive pricing for customers. And today, this topic has already been touched upon. The law on telecoms, paragraph 9.2, directly stipulates that organizing and technical support of IXPs relates to the monopoly of the state. It's an exclusive monopoly of the state. Right now, this is the main slowdown factor or stumbling block because traffic exchange is interesting not just for the operators, it's of interest for the local content providers. When developing the information systems in an effort to address these systems, well, yesterday we saw and heard the need 400, 800 terabytes between data centers. This is how much we need. These can only be achieved through the regional IXPs without basically diminishing the services of tight. This is a good initiative to organize traffic, to make sure traffic of one provider, well, basically wouldn't leave the country to achieve better exchange. We need to make some adjustments to the law to prevent from the monopoly, rephrase this particular provision, keep the operators some obligations for the international operators to exchange traffic locally, and then allow some growth possibility for the private initiatives in the market. This is it today. Thank you for your